Okay, so we've got a 1-inch sashing here. I went ahead and stitched down the 1-inch line that you see here. And we are going to use the 1 3/4 inch half circle. You can kind of see what I did over here. We're going to just do half circles back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these 90-degree marks on my bottom stitch line. Okay, now this is a 1-inch sashing, and this circle is 1 3/4 inches. So half of the circle should stay right within that sashing. So we're going to go ahead and hold down. We're going to stitch half. Okay. And then I like to do it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, except you're going to have to go back a 4th time at the middle. So when you get to that 90-degree line that's straight up and down here, you're going to come out to your sashing. And then you're going to travel over until your foot is on the sashing. You've got your 90-degree marks lined up, and the edge of your ruler is just on the other edge of your circle line. And what that's going to do is it's just going to keep even spacing between all the circles without you having to mark things. When I first started doing this, I kind of just eyeballed my previous ending line up here to kind of try to keep them in line with one another, but that got old real fast. So it's a lot easier to just kind of line up your foot and make sure that your ruler is just barely touching that outer part of the circle, and then that'll keep all of your half circles about 1/4 inch apart. 1. Make sure to push against the ruler as you're doing it. 2, 3. Back up, and you're going to go to the 90 and escape. Travel in your ditch. Get your foot locked in there. Line up your half 90s, and you're going to do another one upside down. Make sure that your ruler is just barely touching the outer edge of your previous stitch circle. Okay. And if you find that this is sticking up too much, push with your palm here on the acrylic. Stitch 3 times. So now you can fill this with whatever you want. I honestly think it would be pretty striking if you left these little bubbles as is, and if you just kind of filled something dense in behind them. So it's really simple to do a back and forth. You could color it in with a super dense back and forth. I chose to do some pebbles. You could also maybe even just do some waves. So let's go ahead and let's do waves for this one. I think waves are pretty cool. So if you have a glide mode that allows your machine to kind of stitch, I'm not moving my machine, but it's stitching, that might be what you want to use. Waves will be hard to get in those tiny spaces. Let's just do pebbles. So we're going to do pebbles. When the space gets too big, do like an M. And you can come around and fill with whatever you can fill. If your pebbles aren't circular enough, or you want your background to be a little more dense, go over your pebbles a couple times, and that'll make them look really dark and full and dense. And. So where you made those little 1-tick, 2-tick stitch lines to kind of get out of the half circle up here at the top, you're going to try to just put a pebble or whatever fill you're doing, have it coincide with it. So you kind of stitch one at every line. So as I get to it, I just make that a part of my pebble and I transfer over, and that line magically disappears. more traditional, so this is not really my cup of tea, the way that he does this. I'm a little more contemporary than designs that he draws, but let me show you here. So this is basically the same concept. You got half a circle down, half a circle up, and pebbles in between, and so then he did like an orange peel, and then a little bit of a scallop, and a little diamond shape in the middle. So why don't we, because it'll make him feel good, I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So you've basically marked all of your 90-degree tops with your straight lines, so you're going to know where your middles are. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm just going to take half of my circle ruler and I'm going to put it at, because I don't need the whole thing, so I just don't use it. But I'm going to go ahead and put it at 1/4 of an inch away from where my middle is going to be, and that's going to give me that lovely onion peel shape. Okay, while I'm at the top here, before I change direction of my ruler, I would go ahead and put in my little hook design. So he did his little hooks from the bottom, but since we're kind of connecting our orange peels from the top, I'm going to do my hooks at the top. Okay, and then you'll do the same thing. You'll line up the ruler to be 1/4 of an inch away from the tip where you finish. That one didn't turn out right, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. Let's see what happens. And honestly, it's a lot easier to just kind of go in here and make this a little bit darker to end up at the middle. Okay, 1/4 inch away, we're at the middle. I like it when it's a little darker on both sides. We'll go ahead and do a hook. And then we'll go ahead and do our mistake. A little too small, a little too big, and a stem. I like when mistakes happen. This is great. I love this. Travel over. Okay, we're going to use our ruler to go to the halfway mark. So this is 1/4 of an inch away from halfway. Put it in. We're doing hook, line, hook, line. Told you I don't like his traditional looking stuff as well. I accidentally messed up. Get a little too close. Get right in there. And then you do a little stem that complements the outer arc. And then, like I said, let's add some color in between these pebbles. And honestly, you could start out at the bottom if you wanted to, or at the middle. Especially since that's where your little hook stem comes from. Get one a little short. Get one a little long. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, and then here I am at the middle again. It doesn't really matter where you start this, because as long as you leave your ruler down, you can always backtrack. And especially if you're doing something with color, it's just going to add to the color, because a single line of the thread really just doesn't look as pretty as if you had multiple lines of thread. I'm going to be a little short. It's going to be a little long. Complement outer arc shape. So when I say complement outer arc shape, that is just making sure that this little line in that leaf complements and goes the same direction as the outer part of that arch that it's in. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do hook. Leaf. This is the path of least resistance to start in the corners. Oh, I don't like my hooks as much when I keep my ruler down. We're right where our binding's gonna go, but we'll go ahead and get something in there anyway. Alright, so we're going to try to do a little bit of a diamond design in here like my husband did. And so we're just going to ride the ditch line until we come in, and we're going to kind of just do, I almost feel like we should do a triangle, just kind of swoop up and echo. Just like we did on one of the previous designs. You can ride that ditch if you need to make any corrections, add any pebbles. Now would be the time to do that. Right? What if... Gosh, I just don't see. Oh yeah, that is cute. Okay, we'll do that. So you're gonna come to the middle, okay, kind of gauge what the middle is, and then you're gonna bump up, bump back, almost like a little square on point. And this is where it takes his really traditional looking approach, and it looks a little bit more like the contemporary style that I'm into. And I'm just going to kind of weave in between my pebbles. Ride that ditch. If you go real slow, you've already stitched in your ditch a couple of times, so it should already be deep pressed down, and it should be easy for you to just kind of ride without having to use a ruler. It's okay if it looks a little wonky. They'll get better as you go, but honestly, if they all look wonky, it'll look like they all mesh and go together. And I find that I like to start on one side. I like to start on the left and go to the right. Okay. Alright, so that was super cute. So we went ahead and finished up that little hook and pebble design with the half circles. And then we divided those into orange peel. So, gosh, this needs a name. What are we going to call this? Orange peel diamond design. We'll call it that because we did orange peel and diamonds. And it looks really pretty. So you can see it from the top. And it gives a good bit of contrast where you kind of go from dark to medium to light. Thank y'all for watching our quick Border Buddy tutorial. If you're interested in a Border Buddy ruler, don't have one yet, you can visit boldnotionquilting.com. The Border Buddy ruler is located under the product section in the ruler. And if you're interested in more designs that you can use for your Border Buddy, head back to the YouTube channel and check out all of the Border Buddy playlist. Take care and happy quilting. Please like and share.